All right, guys, before we get started today, I just want to let you know that I'm going to be doing a $3.5 million shark card giveaway for the brand new vehicles that have just been added, the Sea Sparrow, the Flash GT, and the Issy. I'm going to be announcing the winner on Friday, so by the time you're watching this video, you should have a couple days to enter. That is happening on my Twitter account. All you have to do is retweet and follow me. I'll leave a link to it in the description, and one of you guys could be walking away $3.5 million richer, which should help you out buying all these brand new vehicles. Anyways, what's going on, guys? My name is Ross, or Mr. Boss for the win, and in today's GTA 5 video, this is going to be my review of the brand new Sea Sparrow Helicopter that was just added into Grand Theft Auto Online. We're going to be discussing, is this the best new helicopter, and just how versatile this little beast is. So let's start with the price of this, and it's actually pretty good for what you're getting. So it's available on the Elitist Travel website for $1,815,000. And when you compare that to not only some of the vehicles that were added in this update, but to also some of the other formidable helicopters in the game, like the Buzzard and the Hunter and the Akula, it's actually on par or way cheaper, which is awesome. So we're going to be talking about a lot of the things that makes this vehicle so great in a little bit. Now, one quick warning, before you buy this vehicle, you need to make sure you have a hangar. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to store this helicopter. It can't be spawned in via the CEO menu or the Pegasus menu. So you have to have a hangar in order to make it a personalized aircraft. So that will add on to the price if you don't already have a hangar. I'm assuming like 95% of the people that are watching this video do have it. So shouldn't be too big of a deal, but that's something you need to consider before you buy this vehicle. Now, once you buy this vehicle, it should be placed inside of your hangar. And fortunately enough, this is only a small spot. I actually thought for a second this was going to be a medium one, but it's small, which means you can have a lot of other vehicles around it. There's a good bit of customization you can do to the vehicle itself, including armor, engine, handling, respray, which has a primary and a secondary option, weapons, and then sell. So armor, engine, and handling, I always typically max out. Respray, it's your choice on what you want. The primary color is going to maintain the body of the vehicle. So everything from like the supports to the hull to the back wing. And the secondary color is going to be the big flotation devices that is your landing gear and the little blades or fins on like the back propeller. So you'll actually see that they are the secondary color. Then you've got weapons where you actually have a minigun, 50 cal minigun, and then homing launchers, which I'll actually talk about in a little bit. But first, let me talk to you about why I think this vehicle is on par with the best helicopters in the game and why it's likely going to be considered the most versatile. So when we're talking about helicopters that have weaponized options, I think the big four now include this vehicle right here, the Sea Sparrow. So I think it's the Sea Sparrow, the Buzzard, the Hunter, and the Akula. I feel like all of those four offer very unique and different things that make them really great. Let's start with the Buzzard. Obviously, it's a four-seater. It's incredibly convenient as it can be called into via the CEO menu. It has good attacking options in form of missiles and machine guns. It's kind of the best overall helicopter. It does a lot of things really well, but doesn't necessarily specialize in anything. Then you have the Hunter. This thing is a beast, and it brings the most firepower with its barrage missile capacity, with its armored shell, with the ability to survive explosive rounds and whatnot. This is by far the beefiest helicopter of them all. It's going to provide the biggest punch and the most firepower. Then you have the Akula, which also has a lot of firepower, but adds a stealthy option to its arsenal. So this is by far the stealthiest option if you want to go about unnoticed while still having a pretty good amount of firepower. And I would say that leaves us with the Sea Sparrow. The Sea Sparrow is definitely the most versatile of all the helicopters. So let's start with the obvious, the feature that no other helicopter has. It can land on water. It's amphibious, which is really cool. Now, do not confuse this vehicle for an airplane. When you're landing this on water, you have to land fairly gently like you would land a normal helicopter on land. Otherwise, you will tip over and flip like I've seen many people do already. But this water landing feature is incredibly useful for a ton of business opportunities. I mean, how many business missions Do they actually send you out to the ocean? A ton. I can think of finance and felony missions that have you going out in the water. I can think of import-export missions that have you sourcing and stealing cars that are located out on barrages in the water. There's bunker stuff that occurs in the water. There's biker stuff. So it's incredibly useful for all the new missions that you're likely going to be doing. And being able to land this in the water is incredibly useful. So that is a huge plus. The next reason why it's so versatile is, even though it's only a two-seater, which you could say is one of its big downsides, it's incredibly fast. It is by far the nimblest of all these helicopters. I mean, you can spin around on a dime. You can really go from corner to corner, shifting left and right. So this vehicle is incredibly quick. So that's going to be very useful. And obviously, as you guys can tell, it is weaponized. Now, I will say, the homing missiles on this vehicle do not seem to be all that great. There are some vehicles that have homing missiles that will lock onto anything, kill them no matter what. This did not seem to be the case here with the Sea Sparrow. Yes, you're able to fire one missile per second, which is great, but even locking on to NPC police, it was not all that great at doing so. So I would almost recommend the minigun option, which is very powerful. In fact, tests have been done that have proven this minigun to be more powerful than standard other minigun attachments that you see on something like a Caracara or a Technical. So making it incredibly useful if you're accurate enough to be able to use the minigun attachment. Now, one of the only downsides about the Sea Sparrow is its lack of armor. This thing cannot survive any explosives or RPGs. It doesn't have any countermeasures that are applied to the vehicle. So it is going to be very susceptible to explosive sniper rifle rounds, RPGs, homing launchers, etc. It is going to struggle a little bit in that department. Now, aesthetically, some other options I feel Rockstar really missed here. Two things. Number one, I would have loved a regular Sparrow option. One that doesn't necessarily have the water landing option on there, because to be honest with you, those water flotation barrels or tubes down there look a little ridiculous on this aircraft. I'm not going to lie. Yes, it's very useful, but if you just wanted a standard land version, I'm not sure why Rockstar didn't add one of those too. Also, liveries. Now, a lot of aircrafts have liveries and they look great. And you might be thinking to yourself, Mr. Boss, there's not enough room for liveries on here. They could put liveries on the flotation devices, on the hull. They could put Coast Guard and Navy and, FIB and, IAA liveries on there. Fire department liveries. It would have looked really cool. So I feel like that was a missed opportunity here. Rockstar added it to the hangar, but they didn't allow us to take advantage of a lot of the things the hangar offers for aircrafts. Countermeasures, liveries, stuff like that. So overall, is this the best new helicopter in the game? I feel like that answer is open-ended and a little bit hard to judge, because that's up to you what you determine is the best. I definitely feel like this helicopter has a ton of amazing qualities that will make it one of the best aerial vehicles in the game. It's light, it's nimble, it's quick, its weapons are surprisingly good, and its biggest feature, it can land on water, which not many aircrafts can do, and this is the only helicopter that can do said feature. So this to me makes it the best at a lot of things, and is certainly competitive in other areas to the other big kings of the helicopter class that we see today. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What do you think of the Sea Sparrow? Is it the new best helicopter in Grand Theft Auto Online? I certainly think it's a possibility, and if not the best, it definitely cements itself as one of the top 3 or 4 options that you can use if you're choosing a helicopter. So that's my thoughts on this vehicle. That's my review and guide. If you guys are interested in some of the quirks and things you might not know about this vehicle, I will leave a link at the end of this video, sort of the end card video that you can click on that tells you about 15 things you might not know about the Sea Sparrow, including some cool quirks and features and whatnot. So definitely be sure to check that out at the end of this video. If you did go on to enjoy this one, a like rating though would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.